Morning student. In the last video we have discussed the various principles given by F.W. Teller. In this video I will cover the various techniques of scientific principles given by F.W. Teller. He gives us four techniques. First is functional foremanship, work study, standardization and simplifications, and differential piece-based system. Under work study, we will study four main study, that is motion study, that method study, time study, and fatigue study. So let us discuss one by one the various techniques given by F.W. Teller to increase the efficiency of the workers. As we have already discussed, all the principles and techniques are focused on increasing the efficiency of the workers at operational level. Let us start with the first technique, that is functional foremanship. According to him, it is just a extension of the principle of division of work that we have seen, one of the principle given by Henry Fayol, that work should be divided on the basis of skills and efficiency and capability of the individuals, that leads to specialization. He also focused on same, that there should be a division of work at the shop floor level of a factory. According to him, that factory manager, under him there should be a two in charge. One is the planning in charge and another one is production in charge. And planning in charge, under planning in charge there should be a four foreman. They are instruction card clerk, route clerk, time and cost clerk, and disciplinarian. And under production in charge there should be a foreman, that is speed boss, gang boss, repairs boss, and inspector. It means ki there is 8 bosses at the supervisory level, that is the lower level of management, and workers are working under 8 bosses. So as we have studied one of the principle, unity of command, here unity of command is not followed. There are 8 bosses, they are specialized in their field, and workers are working under 8 bosses. So this, he focused on division of work on the basis of specialization. Now let us discuss the function of each head, each clerk. That is, first planning in charge. Under planning in charge there are 4 clerks. Instruction card clerk, what is his function? To drafting the instruction of workers, what instruction should be given to workers, that is being prepared by instruction card clerk. Route clerk, specifying the route of production, what should be the methodology, what step to be followed to undertake the production function. And time and cost clerk, preparing time and cost sheet, what standard time is required, what time should be taken by the workers to complete the task, and what cost should be involved. This is the responsibility of this time and cost clerk. He prepares the standard time and cost sheet. And disciplinarian, that ensuring the discipline in the factory. So he is responsible for maintaining the discipline of the factory. Means these are the 4 foremen who look after, under planning in charge, the various functions they are performing. Now the next one, that is under production in charge, there are 4 bosses and they are also having some specific job. Speed boss check timely and accurate completion. He checks whether the work is completing on time or not. as per the specification of pattern, design and standard is maintained or not. Gang boss, he is responsible for keeping machines and tools etc. ready for operation by workers. Means workers should not wait for, and if there is any failure in the machine, he is the boss, take care of the machine, make it in the ready condition. And next is repairs boss, if ensuring the proper working condition of machines and tools. If there is a machine not properly working, then there is one specialist who will take care of the machine. Inspector, he is responsible for checking the quality of the quality of the work. So this is what the responsibility given to this foreman, that is bosses. They are responsible for all the activities under their head. As we have already explained what function they perform, accordingly they will perform the function. Now this is what the concept of functional foremanship. Now once again I am just repeating the same thing, that under factory manager there are two in charges, planning in charge and production. So this is what the way the production activities will be undertaken in the factory. So this is about the functional foremanship. Now come to the next technique, that is standardization and simplification. First, you just understand the term standardization. Here, the standardization refers to the process of setting standard for every business activity. Means, that is, for example, standardization of process, raw material, time, product, machinery, methods or working conditions. So these are the benchmark which must be followed during the production activities. So what are the objective to make a standard of work, that is to reduce a give line or product, to fix type, size and characteristics, to establish the standard of excellence and quality in material, to establish standards of performance of man and machine, to establish interchangeability of manufactured part and product. So there should be one standard, and that standard should be followed. So this is what key, whatever product you are introducing into the market, it has certain standard and that standard should be fulfilled. And this could only be possible if there is a very less number of variety you are focusing on. If suppose you are producing large number of varieties of product, then you cannot focus on one individual product. So his main focus was to you just produce one or two variety, but it should be up to the mark, it should fulfill the standard of the product. Simplification means eliminating the unnecessary varieties, style and dimension of the product. Means there is no need to introduce large number of varieties in different sizes. You just focus. If suppose and you just see in the mall there is a shop for kids wear only, means they are totally focused, just like Johnson and Johnson. What that company focused only for the product relating to babies. So this is what his technique, he has given the technique that we should focus on standard with less number of variety of product. Means full energy should be given on some specific product, like men's wear only, women's wear only or kids wear only. So they are totally focusing on their energy and efforts and efficiency on that particular product. So this is what his technique. And if you want to reach at the top, you just be recognized in the competitive market that only on the specific product, that is, as we know about Johnson and Johnson, that they simply manufacture the baby's product. So this is what the technique, that is standardization and simplification. Now come to his next technique, that is work study. Work study is a systematic, objective, and critical examination of all factors relating to work so as to maximize the efficiency. Means how the efficiency of workers can be increased. There are four studies under this work study. First is method study. Means method here refers to find out the best way of doing the job so as to minimize the cost of production and maximize the quality and satisfaction of the customer. According to him, our methodology should be such that leads to reduce the cost of product, and of course workers should focus on quality, and nowadays the main objective of any of the organization is to satisfy their customers, and this could only be possible if fair price or effective, it depends upon the price charged by the organization, and organization only reduce their price if the cost of productions can be reduced. So this is what his focus. For designing a car, suppose the he assemble line production will need to decide like sequence of operation, place for man, machine, raw material, all this is a part of method. So this is what the way method the study is followed. And second is motion study. Means motion study here refers to the is to identify wasteful or unnecessary motion or movement and eliminate them to determine the best way of doing a particular job. Means they just focus, if suppose workers are unnecessary moving here and there to get the tools, to get the raw materials, to get the required things for the production, that should not be in the organization, everything having a fixed place. And if raw material should be near to the workers, tools box should be nearer to the worker, so that the wastage in movement will be minimized. So his effort was, if it is observed through motion study that worker has to move frequently for taking tools from tools box, then such wasteful movement can be eliminated by keeping the toolbox near the worker. So it will increase the productivity and as well as the efficiency of the workers. So unnecessary movement should be avoided. And under time study, the study, it is a technique which is used to determine the time taken by workers of reasonable skills and efficiency to perform defined specific job. Time is measuring devices, for example stopwatch, are used for each element of task. The standard time is fixed of the whole task by doing several readings or observation. The objective of time study is to determine the number of workers to the employed, frame suitable incentive schemes and determine the labor cost. Means time study means first you just observe what standard time is taken by efficient workers to complete the task, and accordingly that is fixed by the in charges. And if suppose any worker is not completing his task as per the standard time, then he should be given proper training to increase his speed. So that is what the initiative taken by the organization with the help of this time study. Volume of frequency of the task, the cycle time of the operation, and time measurement cost. So this is what initiative taken on the workers, that work should be completed on the standard time. Now, next is fatigue study. Here refers to continuous job leads to make the workers tired. So there should be a rest interval in between the job tenure in completing the task. For example, normally in a plant, work takes place in 3 shifts of 8 hours each. Even in single shift, a worker has to be given some rest interval to take his or her lunch. If the work involves heavy manual labor, then small pauses have to be frequently given to the worker so that he or she can recharge his or her energy level for optimum contribution. So according to him, he suggested that workers should be given some rest interval, and continuous working that leads to tired the workers, and to recharge them there should be some rest interval so that workers can put on his 100% efforts in the production activities. So under work study, we have studied the 4 main study that should be undertaken. First is the best way to minimize the cost and increase the quality and quantity as well. Motion study means unnecessary movement should be avoided, so that toolbox or whatever necessaries are required to the worker should be available nearer to the workers. Time study, that standard time should be maintained. Watch clearly how much time a worker is taking to complete its work, and there should be a rest interval given to the workers to give to perform their work efficiently and effectively. Now let us move to the next technique, that is one of the very important techniques given by him, that is differential piece weight system. This is one of the best motivators to worker. How, you just see, Taylor wanted to differentiate between efficient and inefficient workers, and how it is possible on the basis of their actual performance and the standard performance. Standard that is already fixed, and it will be compared with the actual performance of the workers, and if he is performing up to the standard or above the standard, then he should be rewarded as an efficient worker, and by introducing the differential piece weight system. It is the techniques which differentiate between efficient and less efficient workers. So this techniques, just let us discuss this techniques with example. Suppose the worker here Gupta Limited gives rupees 2 per piece if in one day 50 or more units are produced. Means the standard is fixed 50 or more than 50, then he will be given per piece 2 rupees per piece, and if he is producing in a day less than 50, then his per unit will be costed as 1 rupees 50 paise. So just 50 paise reduce on each unit. So see what is the standard. Suppose there are two workers M and N. Standard output, that is 50, it is given, and actually M is producing 40 units per day. So how much remuneration, how much wages he is getting? 40 into 1 rupees 50 paisa, that is 60 rupees per day he is getting the wages. And if the same here, worker N is producing more than 50 units in a same day, that he is producing 70 per day, it means his remuneration is just more than doubled. See, 70 into 2, that he will get 140 as a wages per day. So this is, you can compare this, कि if by following this differential piece wage system, definitely next time M will try to reach at least the standard performance next time, because how much he is losing just by producing 40. If he could produce 50, then what will be his remuneration? 50 into 2, that is 100 rupees. So this is what the technique given by F.W. Teller, that if this technique will be used in any factory, definitely workers will be motivated, and this will increase the efficiency of workers also, and for extra effort he is giving to the organization, he is getting as a reward. An inefficient worker is motivated, just will get motivated if they will get next time they give their best to maintain at least the standard output. So this is what the one of the very important techniques given by F.W. Teller, and most of the factories in under factory system, this system is very popular. So this what we have discussed, various techniques that are used by the factories. So as what we have discussed from the as we have already, we are very closer to completing the chapter 2, and your exam is also going to be conducted online basis. Of course you will get multiple choice questions based on the topic taught. So here only I am just announcing you the syllabus. Please be thorough. In BST, that 2 chapters will be for the portion of test, and in accountancy I have already completed fundamentals of partnership, valuation method of goodwill, and what adjustment are to be required in case of change in profit sharing ratio. It is almost over. So the test will be conducted on the topic taught. So go through all the videos, try to understand each and every topic and solve all the questions. Of course your questions will be based on MCQ labels, so you must be thorough on each and every topic. Thank you so much.